What's up, YouTube? This is my part 3 video, or it could be 2.5, defending. Depending on how long or short this video is, it could be 2.5 or part 3 of Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 13, titled Date of Death. We left off with pretty much Chris tricking his father into believing, that he was afraid of Derek and Brandon. They hug. Chris tackles his father while Brandon and Derek take the gun and shoot poor James dead, despite the fact, begging for mercy. And the fact that there's a possibility he could have survived the gunshot wound in the leg. But no, shot him dead. And we also left off to the fact that Chris, being the brat of the apocalypse, is all telling Travis, you know what, you could stay behind. I'm going with Brandon and Derek because I don't need you. I'm adapted to this world and you're not. No, Chris, you're not adapted. You're just a brat. And we also leave off with Travis burying poor James. I think he buried him right next to the farmer and his family. But anyway, we left off with Travis wandering through the wilderness. And oh my gosh, it's raining. It is raining! I could hear it. Oh, it's a glorious sound to hear, man. Especially if you're me and you haven't seen rain. It's like seriously rare to find right now where I am. Oh, such a beautiful sound. Anyway, back to the video. Back to the present day. Madison's all assuring Travis that, you didn't have a choice. Right? But she also reminds him, you didn't have a choice about the whole Chris situation, but at least you know that Chris is still out there and alive. For what you saw, he was alive, he's still out there, right? So she's trying to assure him, you had no choice and Chris is still alive out there, right? And Travis says something that pretty much is with every parent when it comes to their child, right? Whether it's our normal day, or even an apocalypse, right? It's like Travis is telling Madison that he regrets more than anything not telling his son that he loved him before they parted ways. Because he doesn't know what will happen to Chris now that they're parted ways. For all he knows, Chris could have died, now that they're separated, Chris could die out there in the wilderness by himself with those two guys. He could die, Or he could get injured and then Brandon then will kill him, right? Or he could have died before getting to that hotel. And so Travis's big regret is not telling Chris that he loved him before they parted ways. And I thought that's for every parent, even in a non-apocalypse way, A parent will always regret not telling their child they love them before they part ways with each other. Because that if you're a parent, your kid's with you, kid or children are with you the first 18 years of their lives, right? 18 years. The mother carries the kid in their womb for 9 months, and then that kid's with you for 18 years of their life, right? And it's always hard when they have to get out of that nest and move on, go to college. Or some of them go to college, they move somewhere and get a job or something like that. But either way, there will be a time after they're 18, after they graduate high school, or in any part of their life, parent and child will separate, And a parent will always regret not telling their child, I love you, every day, especially when they finally part ways. So, it's not just an apocalypse thing, it's a parent thing, you know what I mean? I'm not a parent myself, but I understand that this much, It doesn't have to be an apocalypse. It's literally not even an apocalypse thing, it's a parent thing. Every parent will always regret not telling their child or children that they love them before they part ways with that child or children, right? Madison's there comforting him, holding his hand, because she understands. She is a mother of 2 kids of her own, right? She understands that. Every parent understands that. It's not easy parting ways with your child. And, don't go to bed angry. You ever heard of that term? You don't go to bed angry with anybody? Well, whether it's husband, wife, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, parent, never go to bed angry, guys. But anyway, because you'll never know when it's going to be your last time or that person's last time in this world. You don't want to go to bed angry. Never. You never do. But anyway, Madison goes to the parking garage of the hotel and finds it filled with survivors. And Andres, which is I believe one of the wedding survivors, explains that they let at least 43 of the survivors in, which are the people in the garage, and they are currently examining them for any infection, like if they got bitten, right? And behind a curtain, Alicia's all examining a woman for bite wounds, and Madison takes her for a walk. And they're walking on the pier, and Madison, oh my god, what Madison tells Alicia is actually amazing that she actually brought this up. Was Madison actually tells the truth to Alicia about her father. And if you guys remember a couple of episodes back, Madison told Strand, she opened up the Strand while they're getting drunk and hammered, that her husband, aka Alicia and Nick's father, died in a car accident, but was actually, the father actually committed suicide in that car accident. And, well, the car accident was a suicide thing that the father did. And Madison actually tells the truth to Alicia, because remember, Madison, she only told Alicia and Nick that their dad died in a car accident. She never told them that their father pretty much committed suicide with that car accident. She never told that part, just said he died in a car accident. And so Madison, the fact that she's opening up to Alicia, saying the truth about what really happened to their father. Yes, he died in a car accident, like she said before, a while back to those kids. But she's also actually, the fact that she's telling the fact that the father committed suicide doing it, that's a big step for Madison to actually open up about that to her own kid. And Alicia, she's all reeling from the news, and she's like, apparently there's a suicide note, and Alicia's all like, what was on the note? And apparently the note says, I love you all, enough is enough. And I don't know what the enough's enough thing is. Maybe the father had a thing with Madison. Maybe she had like a fight or something, but enough's enough sounds kind of weird to put on a suicide note. You know what I mean? But anyway, Madison's all explaining to Alicia that the reason why she never told both Alicia and Nick is because she mainly wanted to protect Nick, because she was worried that Nick might turn out to, follow in his father's footsteps and commit suicide somehow, some way, right? And she also explains that the only reason why she paid less attention to Alicia over the years is because she believed out of both her kids, Nick and Alicia, she believed that Alicia, she was doing alright, she was fine. Nick, on the other hand, was not. And they have that mother-daughter moment and they hug and everything. And I think that's a very good thing that, Madison was actually truthful about their father. And the real reason why, she kept it a secret, and the reason why she hasn't been paying attention to Alicia, I like the fact that she's actually opening up to her daughter. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. They need that trust, especially since they don't have Nick. And now that they have Travis is still broken down because he had to separate from his own son. So their group is broken, basically, right? Nick is gosh knows where, in their honest opinion, Nick is gosh knows where. Chris was separated from Travis. Ophelia, for them, is gosh knows where. Strand got stabbed, and he's hopefully recovering, because we did not see him at all this whole episode. And yeah, it's just crazy, this apocalypse. But anyway, that very night, another small group of survivors manages to show up at the hotel gate. But what really threw me off were two members of this small group of survivors. And it made me question what possibly happened, and oh my god, did we actually lose another character off screen? Because amongst that small group of survivors that showed up at the hotel gate that night, two of them are Brandon and Derek. And remember, Brandon and Derek took off with Chris, with them. When Chris separated with Travis, Chris went with Brandon and Derek, and all of a sudden, that night, Brandon and Derek show up at the hotel gate, just the two of them. Where's Chris? Did Chris die? Did they kill him? Or did they leave him behind? Did they abandon him? Or did he abandon them? What happened? Where is Chris? Anyway, I don't want to know what happens when Travis sees that small group of survivors from that night and sees that amongst them is Brandon and Derek, but his son is not with them. So I'm kind of scared. What happened to Chris? And what could possibly happen if Travis sees Brandon and Derek? Because obviously now Brandon and Derek, they're there at the hotel gate. And Travis is at the hotel. So obviously they're going to encounter each other in episodes 14 or 15. They're going to encounter. And he's going to be like, where's my son? My son took off with you guys, right? So what happened to Chris? And I'm kind of scared what Travis will do to Brandon and Derek once he sees the both of them without his son. So anyway, this is my part 3. And I'm kind of worried what happened with Chris. Either Brandon and Derek abandoned Chris or Chris abandoned them. Or Brandon and Derek killed Chris or something. Because we all know Chris abandoned his dad and left with Brandon and Derek. And all of a sudden, that night, Brandon and Derek show up at the hotel without Chris and amongst a smaller group of survivors. What happened? Where is Chris? And I'm really scared to what Travis might do to Brandon and Derek when he sees them without his son. So tonight is a special thing because it's apparently, I heard, is an hour-long episode because they are premiering tonight episode 14 titled Wrath, and the final episode of season 2, episode 15 titled North. 14 and 15 will premiere at the same time tonight, back to back, so it'll be an hour-long episode. It's going to be the season finale of season 2, and I managed to catch up and record before tonight. Hey, and also which is really cool because episode 14 and 15, which are the final 2 episodes of season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead, are premiering tonight in a back-to-back hour-long episode. And on Tuesday, this Tuesday, I believe, which is October 4, The Flash comes back for season 3. And the cool thing is, episode 1, which will be on October 4th, which is this Tuesday, is called Flashpoint. And Arrow season 5 will premiere on this Wednesday, October 5th. So my shows are coming back. Fear the Walking Dead will end, and then Arrow and Flash will show up, and then Legends of Tomorrow will also show up most likely next week, if I remember correctly. And also next week, Supergirl will be making her debut with season 2 on the CW. So 4 of my shows will be coming back either this week or next week. And also, Walking Dead Season 7 will also make its comeback this month as well. I forgot what actual day, because I did not write it down. But it will come back this month. Most likely, they have to finish Fear the Walking Dead, and then Walking Dead Season 7 will show back up again. So we will find out who Negan killed. Which I most likely will make a video about that in predictions, okay guys? So look forward to that. So, anyway, look forward to my reaction rants to episode 4, the final 2 episodes of season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. Episode 14 titled Wrath and episode 15 titled North, which will be premiering tonight on the AMC channel. Back-to-back hour-long episode. And I'll also have probably another video before Walking Dead Season 7 premieres on who I think Negan killed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.